Hello, this is Dalton.
And this is Terry.
This is Left Brain, Right Brain.
And if you can't tell which one is which, you haven't been paying attention.
So, last week we did, well, this being recorded right after the one, but it premiered last week, the attendance review, and this is just going to be about the news, well, last week's news, a Lawn House career, and some Screen Rant articles.
So, about as new as a week-old newspaper will be.
But we are better, and we're going to last longer, baby.
Hey, at the very least, you don't have to read us.
So, do you want to get into the news right now?
I'm gonna also, yeah.
So, Terry, let's get into the news, and I just read out the headings I put for the doc. So the very first one is cares as hell. It's for the past day I showed it to other friends of ours, but except for Terry, I told not to tell Terry, it's the forbidden image. And
Oh no.
it's just gonna be a black image. It'll just be a blank black space for the audience to bring it up for Terry. And so the next heading is Indiana Jones, Cowboy Bebop, or as you fools call it, Cowboy Bebop. The Afghanistan movie, Squid Game dub, guns on movie sets, and a more stake on Dune, and nice images and good news. So there's something positive at the end.
And it'll probably be the shortest.
You just gotta run the gauntlet. So Terry, let's get into the first one, the forbidden image.
I'm gonna hate this, ain't I?
Director David Ayer has shown up an alternate look at Jared Leo's Joker from Suicide Squad. This time with a sharply smile drawn onto his face and ha 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 drawn eyebrows. So Terry.
Sorry, folks, I can't take this anymore.
I took a zoom in on him.
Our brain not functioning. Reset.
You know what? Maybe I'm just gonna put this like in the interlude for scenes. I took his face just getting closer and closer and closer.
You know what, Dalton? I thought I was evil, but you take the cake.
And of course, I do want to show you another thing. This is the most disturbing image I've ever seen. I actually never been more displeased at the image.
This looks like some weird ass Gotham TV show shit.
I was actually surprised they managed to make a worse version than the version they already made.
You mean the one gloved hand, weird tattoos,
damage?
Yeah, everything about that Joker I hate.
Well, let's just talk about Suicide Squad for a little bit. Not the good one by James Gunn, but
oh, you mean the one with Will Smith in it?
Yep. Oh, my favorite YouTuber. How many people are even gonna remember that? It's been like, when was that YouTube Rewind came out?
2018, I think.
Like a million years ago.
I mean, we've lived through basically the equivalent of a decade with 2020.
So, Suicide Squad is very, very great. They cut 40 minutes from the film, and then, but instead of like cutting it out and just making it so nonsensical, they added in more bloat. They cut out story and added in bloat.
It's like looking at a bloated carcass you see in the river.
Also, when they did the editing, they didn't give it to movie editors, they gave it to a Trailer Park Inc., which is a trailer editing company. They gave the editing of an entire movie to people who edit trailers.
Well, I hope they were paid well for their shitty work.
Is there anything else good from this film that I love?
Well, there was the Latin American man who had the Aztec fiery look. I forget his name. He has a name.
Well, and of course, I just want to show you one more thing. Jared Leo's Joker versus I'm the Joker, baby.
Honestly, I'm the Joker, baby looks more accurate.
So the image on the left from a movie that cost $175 million to make. The image on the right is from a YouTuber 11 years ago.
Goes to show you, the fan base is always better.
We should make that guy in the movie. Just Joaquin Phoenix pulling back his hair. He approaches his enemy and says, I'm the Joker, baby.
Hell no, hell, why not? He got some infamous scenes with the Joker. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Of course, I do have to admit one thing. So the Jack Nicholson Joker is based on the mafia status. The Heath Ledger Joker is based on more psychotic version, but a more fine psychotic version, and they're actually inspired by Clockwork Orange. And of course, Heath Ledger spent a month in isolation in a hotel room to prepare for the role.
And he was doing drugs.
Of course, Jared Leto is the most accurate version because if you were to find a guy in Fortune and tell him to dress up like a Joker, that's what he look like.
No, he's not what you would see on 4chan. He's far too skinny.
So of course, let's get to Indiana Jones 5. This new actually that'd be good news for me. So delay. Oh fuck you! Ad block. Disney delays several Marvel movies and Indiana Jones 5. Of course, we're not going to care about the Marvel part, just Indiana Jones.
And I'm horribly concerned because I know exactly what's going to happen. With
it got delayed to 2023. It's just a small part of the article. So it was initially going to be 2022, but got delayed to June 30th, 2023. 11 months after the initial July 29, 2022 date. And of course, the film is going to be coming out just 2 weeks before Harrison Ford turns 81.
Yeah, remember in the first Indiana Jones how he was a strong, stud, muffin kind of looking man? Well, now he'll be a geriatric 80-year-old.
I mean, you guys never seen the pictures of. I didn't put it up for the audience, but I did show you just Harrison Ford on the set of the Indiana Jones 5, and just him looking like a bumbling old man. Because he is one.
This is the same problem I have with the Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger does not look the same as he did in the 80s. Sometimes you just gotta let an actor fall out of the spotlight with grace.
Of course, this is gonna be set in like 1968 because they did create the Apollo 11 number 10 parade. Of course, they should have balls and take him to space. Take Indiana Jones to space.
Well, they might put him on the Apollo 10 mission. No, the one that exploded.
Let's see if there's any other good stuff from this multimedia thing before I leave it.
There's the dirty. Let's see. There's the new Uncharted movie that will be coming out, and they picked a very weird choice to play Drake, Tom Holland.
Well, guys, time to get to Cowboy Bebop, or as you filthy Westerners know it as Cowboy Bebop.
Bebop.
I can't believe I'm just going to be, when I'm dying of old age, I'm going to be mispronouncing Cowboy Bebop.
Bebop. Cowboy
I
Bebop.
ruined my own blade by making that joke.
Let's get to the
Bebop.
Before he goes start breakdancing, let's actually see what he's talking about.
So let's just see actually amazing thing that the Cowboy Bebop Twitter is doing this for us because they're actually doing our work for themselves, just doing the comparisons. Like, so the top scene is just a beautiful shopping anime of the great blue water, the great blue sky, the X-ray ship design. Meanwhile, in the bottom scene, it's just brown.
Also, I like the fact that if you look at the animated ship, it actually has a protection mechanism for the engines for all that water that's splashing up, not throwing ass tons of corrosive and probably chemical-ridden water into the engine intakes.
By the way, this is supposed to be set on Venus, which has trillions of dollars spent into terraforming it, and actually based on the Ottoman Empire design. They have floating palaces and gardens, so they have this skill thing called blue water.
You would think that with the ability to make the air breathable, you also have the ability to clean the water.
So we just go look at some edits to that scene first. This guy post /flow. Here's the water blue, the sky blue, and of course they kind of lighten up the ship a little bit.
It looks far more appealing, like this is a blue water harbor, probably in southern France, and less like it's the dirty water port you'll see somewhere on the Bangladesh coast.
Next is, come on, load. Oh, the color palette, which is brown. Wait, actually, very light brown, brown, dark brown, and darker brown.
This feels like an FBI identification chart.
And of course, back to actually my concern was like, why don't they understand color palettes anymore?
I don't know. They want to get this more grungy look, but the problem with that is that in real life, things are colorful. We love to see things of bright reds or
What?
blues.
There's more color than brown?
Yes, there has been for a long time. You're
Actually,
suffering from acute color
actually,
blindness.
fun fact, all these productions are actually shot in Eastern Europe from the perspective of a dog. So let's get to another comparison by the Cowboy Bebop. It's a scene of Vicious and Bebop fighting, and so
Honestly,
the top scene is Vicious with his sword, and Bebop getting his about where they're at each other's throats, and the line from the window clearly shows illuminates thing and gives some perspective. But for the live action version,
it's too confusing.
it's the blue wind. So Bebop finishes with his blue suit, but he's in front of a blue window with a blue tint on the footage, and you can barely see Vicious's sword. Like,
I can't see it at the very end. And here's the thing too, from the way it looks, Vicious should have been on top of Spike, and Arya shoved his sword through his throat before he even gets the gun pointed. From what I'm getting from the setup of the scene. But this is why I don't like when you try to take an anime scene and make it live action. It's very hard to get the exact angle and depiction of light.
Also, I just point out something very big important about the scene. So in the anime version, he's against the window. He has nowhere left to go. But in the live action version, he's at his side. He can still go backwards.
Also, if you look, Vicious in the animated version is pushing his foot off against the railing. He's pushing forward. He's not. He has bracing behind him. Meanwhile, in the live action, he's just kind of free floating.
Let's look at some of the stuff. This is a guy really like on Twitter. He actually has worked on some anime projects like Project Echo on the digital restoration, and he just put the point I'm just meant to talk about the blue suit over a blue background with a blue filter over it, and he actually did some more the lighting, color, depth of field, composition, just how everything fails in the live action version.
Pretty much.
And of course, let's see, what's this one?
Oh yes, the famous road.
The scene in anime, well, it is a cliche. It's beautifully animated, but in the live action version, it looks like a Telemundo soap opera.
I literally am expecting to hear the words "Porque" in the background.
Porque.
Porque dos. Porque.
It just looks so shit, and of course, I'm the only person that thinks that because the co-creator part on Twitter.
It literally looks like they just dropped it. They didn't put any art into it.
Yeah, this guy, he co-created Toonami, and he said the live action version looks like The Room.
That's an insult to the room.
Like, the rose just looks so bad. Like, how did they manage to make a rose dropping look so bad? Like, a cliche because it looks so artistic, a beautiful way of falling. And
I've had a problem with this design team.
So of course,
cheap on everything.
that's our last link for Cowboy Bebop. But of course, we'll talk about for a little bit more. The production cost of this. So how much do you think a Netflix series costs on average?
$30 million.
Really kind of close. So the average, well, they didn't release the official production cost of this film. So I had to do like a backdoor detective work. I just didn't. I just look at the average cost for stuff like Netflix series. So the average cost for, I guess, for higher end but still low low special effects one would be like $2 million per episode, and then making 10 episodes there, so it'd be like $20 million at least.
To give you some perspective, I'm currently looking up some African nations that have similar budgets for their.
For the what?
So let's take a look at some national.
No, 20 million.
Sorry, sorry. For a second there, I was misreading Tanzania's national budget, and all of our fans out there in Tanzania, keep on rocking.
Yeah. Also, I just want to tell you this. So the average cost of a 13 13 episodes of anime in Japan is $2 million per season. So Netflix could have made 10 animes if they wanted to.
They could have made 10 good Cowboy Bebop seasons for the cost of one shitty live action version.
No, I just speak about anime we want. Battle Angel Leader.
Oh god, that would be
I
lovely.
hate how the OVA only covers when she's bound out, and so does the movie, and we never get a sequel to that because the sequel was canceled by Disney when they bought Fox.
We don't get to see her be the battle angel
it's-
of the arena.
It's 2/3 of the title, and we never get it.
And because it didn't do good enough in the box office, we'll never see anything else of it.
And, well, I guess we're done with the Cowboy Bebop. Any final thoughts on it? Because it's going to be actually a fun thing. So the Cowboy Bebop anime is going to be coming out on Netflix before the live action version.
Watch that. And don't watch the live action.
Actually, I watched the originals, like the live action. I mean, like, people always talk about how Tank is a good opening, but the TV show isn't out yet.
Dalton, do you need me to stab you again?
Actually, I'm a troll. I'm actually a goblin, not a troll.
Folks, you might want to turn down your volume for a second.
Now for something. An Afghanistan movie.
Yay!
Channing Tatum and Tom Hardy have been cast in an untitled drama about 3 former Special Forces team members who go back to Afghanistan to rescue families and allies left behind amid the rapid fall of Afghanistan last August. I love how we make movies about these areas we destroyed and, like, it was sad when you killed our soldiers. Not like when we killed hundreds of thousands of civilians.
Also,
actually, I think there's some meme about that. Oh yeah, here it is. So, I can't remember the name of this comedian, but not only will America go to your country to kill all your people, but they'll come back 20 years later and make a movie about how killing your people made their soldiers so sad. Like every Vietnam War movie. Because, like, the actually good Vietnam War movie, we were soldiers like Mel Gibson, which is really funny considering his record with historical accuracy in movies.
We Are Soldiers is a great film. And, honestly, give it a shot.
Because it actually depicts U.S. soldiers in not an entirely positive light.
And it gives the Viet Cong a positive.
The Viet Cong actually have a personality, not like crazy agents trying to kill good soldiers.
One Viet Cong soldier, we literally see his entire backstory and his reason for fighting. And honestly, you kind of pity him.
Also, they show the incompetence of the U.S. military leadership.
This, and they were in a war they were not prepared for.
As opposed to, also, I really wish they would just make a Vietnam War movie where the soldiers go around killing civilians, because that would be the most accurate depiction.
Well, you had an accurate depiction. It was called Wolverine Origins. Though in all fairness, another movie that would be great to see is the Indochina War and the Battle of Bien Bien Phu.
So what do you think about this 10 out of 10 movie idea? Tom Hardy and, well, Venom and, what has Channing Tatum appeared in?
21 Jump Street.
So, a detective and Venom are going out to save people in Afghanistan.
If this had come out 5 years later, it would not be nearly as in bad taste, but there are still people suffering in Afghanistan currently under both the Taliban and ISIS-K.
I wonder if they go release in Afghanistan.
I don't know if they would.
Actually, fun fact about Black Hawk Down. Actually, Saddam Hussein loved that movie. He watched it multiple times a day.
Oh, lordy. Oh.
Yeah, also, Buckaroo Banzai Across the 25th Dimension, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Gaddafi really loved it. He actually aired on TV. He actually held a personal TV channel with just that on it.
Well, tyrants have good taste in movies. Joseph Stalin was famous for loving Western films.
This is certified left-wing opinion. We support dictators' taste in movies.
We don't support dictators, but they do got good taste in movies.
Adolf Hitler actually liked Disney.
And Disney was supportive of Hitler.
Actually, a fun fact. So, Big Chungus came out in 1940, and Hitler liked watching cartoons. So it's very likely that Hitler saw Big Chungus.
So if you like Big Chungus, you support something Hitler liked. You should feel bad.
Now let's get into something different. Success, and I really love that. So we can finally get more South Korean media in the U.S. Actually made over $1 billion off like a few tens of millions few tens of millions of production costs. And of course, Parasite won the Best Picture Oscar a few years ago.
And then Train to Busan really broke out the horror industry.
Of course, I can't wait for the American Train to Busan.
Where are we going? San Francisco?
Train to Chicago.
Oh.
Of course, a big problem for Americans is that they're too lazy to actually read the subs, so they just get the dubs only. And of course, that actually causing a big problem because lost in translation, the global streaming boom, they create a severe translator shortage. And of course, the problem dub has been really bad for Squid Game. Like everybody across the world, like in, of course, they're like in America, France, India. Like it's just a major problem for all those dubs. But the problem for subs is that you have to hire people to do it, and like you can't just have one guy just do it in one go. It takes multiple people doing reviews.
It's like editing. It's like any form of editing. It has to go through multiple steps to make sure no one fucks up.
And of course,
Look at you, anime.
I just want to show this to you guys. So Squid Game has been subtitled into 31 different languages and dubbed into 13. Wow, lucky 18 languages don't have to get that type of dub.
And some languages are very hard to get proper dubs because sometimes certain things can't translate into another language linguistically.
The thing I hate the most is what is it? Dub. It's a combination of dub and subtitles. Like they do the subtitles, but for the dub.
Ah, yes, closed captioning.
Oh, wait, dub titles.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that because that's kind of like putting a hat on a hat.
So it tricked a lot of people into thinking, oh, this is the original. But no.
Oh, you mean like every Netflix original?
Yeah, so that's really all we gotta say about this. If you have somehow not watched Squid Game already,
give it a shot. It's worth your time.
Though
it's not for the squeamish.
Of course, they're making season 2 now.
Yay! More murder!
If you have somehow not heard about it, a few weeks ago, the set of Rust, Alec Baldwin actually shot the cinematographer, and well, we don't really have enough time to get into that, but it was not like the Crow situation where it was a pure accident. The set of Rust was completely dangerous. People left the set because of how dangerous it was, how none of the rules were being followed. And of course, the person in the armorer, she had no experience but lied on her LinkedIn profile. And she was the daughter of a famous armorer, so she got to the position through
nepotism.
Actually, she was on a movie set with Nicolas Cage, and she almost blew his ears out. And Nicolas Cage yelled at her.
This should tell you how terrible this set was.
Wait, by the way, she was just flying into the desert. Also, so the director, he just picked up a gun from a tray, a bunch of, like 20 guns. They just picked up one and said, hey, this is good to shoot.
I own firearms, and I shoot them, and I can tell you the amount of gun safety rules they break is ridiculous.
Like, this story is just insane. Like, we probably spent 20 minutes just detailing this one incident. But of course, you wouldn't really learn about an insane incident in Hollywood. I actually believe this one should be classified as murder. It's insane that he got off. It was a Twilight Zone incident with John Landis. Just look up the Wikipedia page. That one's shocking. Of course, now back to the guns on movie sets. Dwayne Johnson has pledged to prevent the use of real firearms on all projects that his company works on. It's the $7 Productions. Actually, let's look at what they work on.
On the one hand, it's quite admirable, but it's also going to be really hard to pull this off.
So it was founded in 2012, 9 years ago. Let's see. So film would be Baywatch, Jumanji, Rampage, Skyscraper. So I assume they just work on every Dwayne Johnson movie. Like they have Fast and Furious here.
Well, they worked on Shazam.
Wait.
Scroll up a little bit.
Oh, Shazam! I'm surprised by that.
Well, he was in the film.
Oh, he was?
As cameo.
I mean, it can just be just that. And it was just they worked on some TV shows too, not really ones I know about. But Dwayne Johnson is a major Hollywood actor, and a good thing that he switched into rubber guns.
But Nothing like the true heart of a Canadian.
Wait, he's Canadian. Wait,
He was born in Canada.
no, wow, fake news. He was born in Haywood, California, the
Oh,
proud Polynesian son.
he's also a citizen of Canada, though. I'm sorry.
Nah.
I'm getting my mind so mixed up in my mind. Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. My bad.
Oh, he actually has citizen in Canada. Wait, he was a Canadian Football League player?
Yes.
What? I thought he was just a wrestler.
Well, while Dalton's mind is being blown on how international our Polynesian boy here is, we should probably move on with our topics.
So, of course, Morn's take on is the famous red letter media quote of don't ask questions about consumed products. Wait, don't ask about just consumed product, and then get aside for next products. So let's see the Morn's takes on Dune. Chad, you should read out the title.
Stop intellectual. I don't have my glasses on. What's
Oh,
that?
stop intellectualizing pop culture.
Thank you. And before anyone asks, I am actually capable of reading. I literally need to go get my glasses. I will return.
So I just read the subtitle. The response to Dune shows an overeducated society reading profundity into mere entertainment. I mean, like
Oh no! They
2001,
might learn.
2001 Space Odyssey. That's the same as like a YouTube video.
Uh,
Alfred Hitchcock. We already had that guy called Ninja.
oh no! A book that talks about the complex political issues around a desert area rich in resources and how that can affect international politics. Who could ever relate to this in these very different times?
So of course the writer of this. Let me look up see his name. What moron was it? Janan Ganesh. So Ganesh says, and this is the thing that makes no sense. So in the second paragraph, he brings up how it's the most handsome thing committed screen since Lawrence of Arabia. He's speaking about intellectualization of media as a positive thing. Like,
This is a man who's just trying to get clickbait, in my opinion.
this is always just clickbait. Of course, I hope you guys clickbait this video. Of course, if the big idea is the power of burden, it's a Harry Potter film. As you all know, Harry Potter has no like themes or deep thought in it.
And it doesn't have character growth or relatable events. I always hate this of dumbing down movies or the famous term "shut your brain off."
Also, I just want to read another line from this. Succession has joined The Wire, The Sopranos, and a few dozen other series as alleged art.
Alleged. Alleged.
Yeah, let me just look at the IMDb score for Sopranos. Let me see. A mere 9.2 out of 10. Alleged art.
I guess we put Michelangelo's David under alleged as well.
I mean, the father of prestige TV. Alleged art. Stuff.
Sniff, 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 sniff. No, in all fairness, I really don't understand why he's defending dribble over
Also, I
art.
love how he's comparing all like films like Dune to comic book films. Like,
And if you saw our review of Eternals, you know that those are the equivalent of whiz poppers. They make noise and they're shiny, but that's about it.
and of course, let's just see anything important else in this. Like, I hate how a lot of articles just have the most of the base stuff just to pad out the article for its limit.
He's got to keep his job somehow. I assume it's a he. I might be wrong. It could be a woman.
No, it's Janan Ganesh,
Ah,
and this article is really just vapid. There are like two main points.
and it's mainly it's a lot of fluff. Also, woke culture I saw there.
No, it's
No. It was in one of the paragraphs.
oh yeah. The academic Peter Turchin traces woke culture to the rage of a generation of unemployed humanities characters, for instance. Yeah, how dare people be college educated and want to critical analyze the media? But you do know that critical analysis of media has this far back area called the beginning of humanity. There was critical analysis of Gilgamesh.
There were people who spent their entire lives debating the philosophy of the stories and heroes of the past. And yet this mother humper wants to tell me that we're over intellectualizing films.
So images and good news.
Yay!
So here's a nice image. It's from the Night of the Living Dead. Cast members just hanging out with each other between shots.
Uh-huh. I always loved The Night of the Living Dead. It's a 1960s film, but it has a black actor as one of the main leads, and I love that.
And of course, I really love George Romero. How he didn't really make some. I need to describe this properly because a lot of they were shy away from putting politics in the film, but he would put a clear political message in his films, like Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead.
Awesome.
And of course, other films like The Crazies.
Yeah. If you haven't seen The Crazies, it's a very unusual but interesting film.
And of course, the really interesting is how Night of the Living Dead, because of mishap, it went to public domain instantly, and probably one of the most played films of all time. And you just look at movies, just the films they portray in movies, because most of the public domain movie everybody knows, Night of the Living Dead.
Yep.
Of course, if you want to watch if you don't like black and white movies, you can watch a 1990s remake by Tom Savini, a famous practical effects designer, and actually produced by George Romero himself. And critics initially didn't like it, but we eventually considered it one of the best remakes ever made. And it's a really great film.
And I know it's a zombie film and we're all burnt out, but give it a shot. It made the entire genre what it is today.
And another good thing, unused creature designs from John Carpenter's Think. Like, these are just beautiful, and I just love the practical effects of these films.
Oh, lordy. They scream alien in every way possible. And I like to think that this is the thing using genetic information from its previous host species, and it's constantly mutating like a virus.
No, it doesn't matter what happened if they had used CGI for it. Oh, wait, you don't have to imagine. They made the prequel called The Thing. And of course, they actually had made practical effects for the prequel, but they covered it up with CGI.
And they did the three things I hate most in Hollywood. They used CGI, they made a prequel, and they got rid of actual practical effects. Screw you 3 times over.
You know, what you don't like, I know you don't understand why movie studios, they spend all the money making this practical film. It looks great, beautiful, and cover it with CGI hastily. Like Percy Jackson 2, they had the great Cyclops animatronic. It was really beautiful, really articulate, and they replaced it with that stupid CGI model.
Which barely emoted? Or what about the famous Superman lip?
And the final image, his original director cuts of Martin, which was 3.5 hours long, has been found and actually going to be given a release.
And if you're curious, sometimes film can be lost in the large annals of film just because it gets mislabeled.
And the vast majority of silent films have been lost.
Most of the films of Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton are lost to time.
There's a fun fact about Horizon. The full cut of the director's version
was destroyed because it was left in a bunker in Romania to degrade. And if you didn't know that, trust me, it's very weird.
Here's another good thing. Crystal Lee and Peter Cushing's last meeting at Canterbury, Kent, England in 1994. Actually, fun fact, the three Hammer guys, they technically met in one movie, but they didn't really meet each other at the same time. They're just inside the same movie.
Also, another interesting thing about Christopher Lee is he once accidentally ran for mayor of New York City. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up.
Also, fun fact, so Peter Cushing was given the role of Tarkin, but guess who else was given up after the role of Tarkin? Christopher Lee.
Also, another interesting thing about Christopher Lee, he was supposed to be the original Gandalf, and you know who gave him the blessing to do it? Tolkien himself. He actually met him one time in a pub.
I'm just going to copy that into the doc to make sure I remember it. Of course, now we just got done with the news. It only took us a mere 34 minutes. Anything interesting you want to talk about?
Let's see. Oh, another interesting thing about Christopher Lee. He was a part in World War II of the Ungentlemanly Warfare. Well, the League of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which was a branch of the of the British intelligence agency. Also, another fairly interesting thing is that for his marriage to his first wife, or attempted marriage, I should say, Christopher Lee got the blessing of the King of Sweden.
And with that, we just go into the next section about Ron Howard. So what do you think of Ron Howard?
The guy's been an amazing director and a pretty good actor in his early career.
Now, here's a really interesting director because he has no clear genre preference, and we actually get that later. Of course, he actually odd because he started as an actor and actually stopped his acting career to become a director.
Well, here's the thing about it. Sometimes being flexible is useful. Jack of all trades, master of none is better than a master of one.
So we're not going to get into his life that much. We just got to talk about his a bit of his acting career, and most of it will be focused on his directing career. So he started out acting in the Andy Griffin Show and was the main character in Happy Days before being dethroned by Henry Winkler's The Fonz. He actually left the show to become a director. So of course he did appear in some films like American Graffiti, made by George Lucas. Actually, was that his first theatrical film? Wait, no, TX X1138.
Yeah. Though interesting enough, American Graffiti did start off the career of Harrison Ford.
Yep, it was his first. Well, not his first film appearance. That was some spy film.
No, but
he was just a cameo as a butler.
But this was the first film where Harrison Ford actually got the ball rolling, and the reason why he still keeps his carpenting license.
Yeah, and of course, that was really the height of his Ron Howard's film career. He really appeared more American 3D, which is really that praised, and he really had never appeared in a big film like that as a major role. He only put like some salvo and or cameos, of course. So when he left Happy Days, he became a director, and his first movie that he directed was Grand Theft Auto, which he actually starred in as the main character, which is odd to think of Ron Howard as this tough guy in a movie. And a fun fact, it actually distributed by New World Pictures, Roger Corman's studio, making Ron Howard part of the Corman Academy.
Wonder if we would have seen him go up in Bucket of Blood or Chopping Mall.
Actually, Bucket of Blood. Actually, the leading role in Bucket of Blood would actually be good for Ron Howard at that time. I could see him in that role. And of course, guess who actually edited the film?
Who?
Joe Dante.
Dante.
Yep.
Dante must have been in the Inferno at that time.
And of course, the movie was a massive success, even though it was critically not well received. It only cost $602,000 to make and made $15 million, kickstarting Ron Howard's film direction career.
Back when you could make a movie for the price of a house.
And of course, his following films were Night Shift. Actually, was the first major film role of Kevin Costner, who we will actually one day get into for people who killed their careers. And of course, the next one, Splash. I watched that. I really loved it. Actually, fun fact: so Disney Plus, they CGI to make her hair a little bit long to cover her butt, and it looks so terrible.
Look. If you don't want the actress to be showing a little TNA.
Like, it was okay in the 80s when people were prudes.
Yeah.
And of course, next was Cocoon with good old Diabetes Man.
If you or loved one, some from Top 1 Diabetes. Wilford Brimley was in a lot of films, including John Carpenter's The Thing.
You know, the same thing I always forget is he actually directed Willow, Ron Howard.
Which is really surprising, because Willow does not seem like it would be a feather in his cap, to be honest.
Yeah, and of course, the next one was Parenthood, which was incredibly well received at Master Box Office at 93% Rotten Tomatoes. And of course, he actually got his first Oscar nomination for Splash, and his first Oscar victory with him taking 2 for Cocoon. Of course, he did do more mediocre films that were financially successful, like Backdraft and Far Away. His peak, his apex was with 1995 to 2005. He made 5 great films that massive successes. Apollo 13 got 9 Oscar nominations, which was the most ever for nominations, and he won 2 Oscars for the film.
And it was the film where Forrest Gump became an astronaut.
And of course, next one was Ransom. It made over $300 million after a Mel Gibson flick. Actually really good. It's a remake of a film, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait, it might be a remake or adaptation of a TV show. I can't remember which.
Well, maybe we'll have it on the show sometime.
And of course, that was How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which is always aired. The movie version always aired on TV for Christmas, and it actually got 3 Oscars nominations and actually an Oscar victory. And next was, which I think is actually his peak, A Beautiful Mind. I just love that film. About the guy who won the Nobel Prize for was it economics or mathematics?
I believe it was mathematics.
Yeah, and of course his formulas are used in all economies now. He's a quite intelligent man, but he suffers from schizophrenia.
Acute schizophrenia.
Yeah, and of course, it's actually have a really good scene in the movie. If you haven't watched the movie, I advise you just skip over this part. Just skip a minute ahead. I don't want you to spoil this. But so they actually give a little hint that he's schizophrenic because in one scene they have the daughter of his friend run through a flock of pigeons, but the pigeons don't move or react to the daughter because she isn't there in real life.
It's a great depiction of mental illness, in my opinion.
And of course, he got 8 Oscar nominations and 4 wins, which was most. But of course, he actually would have won more if good old Harvey Weinstein had ran a slander campaign against the guy that Beautiful Mind was based on, because he claimed that the guy was anti-Semitic, but he wasn't actually. Good old Harvey Weinstein.
He was a stand-up fellow, wasn't he?
Oh, I really love how Harvey. Okay, this is a tangent, but Harvey Weinstein going to court like in that walker. Oh, I couldn't rape anybody. I'm in a walker. And when he walked out, he like the strut.
He was doing the bass walk when he was leaving.
And of course, like these movies made hundreds of million dollars off smaller budgets. And of course, the next one was Cinderella Man, which was actually a box office bomb, but it was critically praised. It actually got 3 Oscar nominations.
It's actually a decent film. I would give it a 7 out of 10, to be honest.
And of course, there was one failure during this period, end.to, which was a more satirical version of The Truman Show, and I actually think it was a great film, but got mixed reviews at the time. It bombed, but since then it got critically reevaluated, and I think it gets the praise that it deserves, because the more satirical version of The Truman Show, which was a great film.
Agreed.
But of course, all great men fall. The Da Vinci Code was made by him in 2006.
Yeah.
Then he made the sequel, Angels and Demons, in 2009, and then Inferno in 2016. Now, all of them made a lot of money, but critically.
To quote a famous song, do you think that you could buy back your soul with all the money you made?
Of course, his last really great film, Frost Nixon, made in 2008, but it didn't really perform well at box office. It only made $27 million off a $25 million budget. But it did get 5 Oscar nominations, but it won none.
It was up against some steep competition there.
Of course, he didn't make Made Rush in 2013. It did receive praise from critics, but it wasn't really that big of a box office success. It only made like $100 million off a few tens of $million budget, and most people don't really remember it. Of course, now we get to the worst part of his career, which is now so he made In the Heart of the Sea and Solo, a Star Wars story, and both bombed.
Solo.
I do have to give sympathy for Solo, because that movie had actually always been made at that point by a different directing team, and they actually had doubled the budget to remake the movie entirely.
There was nothing you could do to save that movie at that point. That was just a man giving a bomb to take the full blast.
Yeah, I guess I just decided, who's the good guy we can throw in this? Ron Howard.
I feel bad for Ron Howard because, you don't get every time to go work on a Star Wars film. Something that's made a massive cultural impact.
And you got the lamest one.
You got one that everyone tries to forget. Even the sequels are somewhat liked by some people, but I have not met a single person who likes the Solo films.
Well, I never met a person who even brought it up. It's so forgettable. And of course, now we get to Hillbilly Elegy, which is his latest theatrically released movie. Well, latest released movie at all. It was panned by critics and only made $38,000 on a budget of $45 million. And it wasn't like the pandemic caused it to be like that. And at least let me check the release date because sorry about the interruption. I thought I fucked up the audio because I was still on the Audacity page and I clicked Control T and I thought I messed up something.
And while he was doing that, I was fighting Cthulhu in the corner. Right, you bitch.
So back to Hillbilly LG. So it was during the COVID pandemic, but we were only in select theaters and we mainly just a Netflix thing. So we can please forgive its low box office total. But I doubt a lot of people watch it on Netflix.
I didn't even know it was on Netflix to give you any idea.
And of course, his upcoming movie, because unlike Tim Burton, he actually has Wig upcoming. His upcoming movie is about that Thai football team that got trapped in a cave and had to be rescued.
Yep, that's gonna be an interesting one to do.
It seems like more like a boring movie to do after all your Thai career.
Look, the man's had a slump. He's just trying anything.
Yeah, of course, not like he been a critical failure. He has got 41 Oscar nominations and 9 Oscar victories. There are directors who would love to just have 5 Oscar nominations.
And if you're Leonardo DiCaprio, you're going to do anything and everything possible just to get 1 Oscar, including sleeping in a dead horse.
I will like of course, we now get to his genre preference, which is none at all. So let's start with Grand Theft Auto, a crime drama, crime drama as much as you get for a Roger Corman flick. Then made by Night Shift, which is more like, actually I can't remember what the I got Control T on other day. Night Shift was a more I can't remember what it's more about. It was a American comedy film. Yeah, comedy. Of course, Flash is a comedic film, and romantic. Then we get to Cocoon,
which is more horror.
Yeah, like horror drama. And then we get of course Willow, which is fantasy adventure.
So you get everything.
And then Parenthood, a comedy again, backdrop an action movie. Far Away, a historical romance movie. Then Apollo 13, a historical drama. Ransom, which is actually an action movie, more like action thriller. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, a Christmas film.
Jim Carrey of all people.
A Beautiful Mind was a drama again. A Cinderella Man, a drama. Then he did Ed TV, a satirical comedy. Then he did The Vinci Code trilogy.
And In the Heart of the Sea.
Of course, Frost Nixon, a extra historical drama, historical adaptation. And they did Solo Star Wars. And Hillbilly Elegy, adaptation of a book. So he's been all over the map with what genre has he been in? He's in romance, action, fantasy, historical, drama, crime.
Maybe Grindhouse?
That should be next film. Grindhouse.
Look, this man doesn't have a couple feathers in his cap. He has the entire damn chip.
Of course, unlike he doesn't have a prestigious career. He was in American Feed. He wasn't the highest grossing movie of all time at one point.
It was up there.
I just want to look it up, just to check on Wikipedia. Wikipedia the show.
I know American Graffiti is a critically loved film.
Yeah, it was George Lucas' really first big outing, $140 million made on a $777,000 budget.
Yeah, that's a pretty good turnover. That's a profit of 140%.
This movie was made
140 in
1973. So let's check the Jaws. How much Jaws made?
Interesting about Jaws, that movie was in production hell.
So it made half of a Jaws made. So so it was really high up there for a 1970s film. A 70s film making $50 million is impressive. $140 million.
Yeah, that's something else.
So any final thoughts on Ron Howard?
Honestly, he's the ultimate example of if you ain't good at one thing, be good at all things.
I would love his films. What's your favorite film of his?
Apollo 13.
Mine would be A Beautiful Mind.
Beautiful Mind's a good one too.
And with that done, we jump into the good Screen Rant articles.
How about we don't?
Nope, we gotta do it. We always promised at the beginning. We can't undo it.
Can you remove the nails from our feet?
So Terry, what do you think of Screen Rant?
Eh.
10 out of 10 production. What? I do gotta give it 10 out of 10. But I gotta give the top 10s list a 10 out of 10.
Video.
So Terry, I just collected a few of the best Screen Rant top 10s, aka I just searched the recent articles for the past few days. So these are not like I did not search for the worst ever or the best ever. I just searched for the most recent ones. And
I'm scared.
so the first one just gonna be I actually got the idea from this Twitter post. Just talking about this horrible single article about 5 slasher movies that are true classic and 5 that are way overhyped. And for the overhyped, they have Scream, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but have it as a true classic. Not even the Tim Curry version, the lame one from the 2010s.
So did they swap their brain with their ass?
Yeah, of course. Now let's get into the actual articles that we have.
I mean, who puts it?
Hey, Tillium, so you love Avatar? I do, and you love it too. So, Avatar The Last Airbender. One quote from each main character goes against their personality by Kate Wilson, published 4 days ago.
Oh no.
So,
I'm gonna throw a fucking
my,
blood.
Guess you don't know people as well as you think you do. You miscalculated. That's
in her entire character.
That's when she's pure edge. That's
literally this is the entire focal point.
I knew this would be great the minute I saw that. So this is like these are just all the main characters. I didn't even check to see how long, but I just checked the first 5. I knew it would be great. Like, do you talk more about my
okay, look.
How this quote perfectly calculates say.
Mai is the literal person that if she was alive right now, she would probably be in a Hot Topic. Okay, she is the ultimate golf girl kind of persona.
Oh, I love 2000s golf girls.
Calm down there. Oh Lord.
Of course, they bring it how she's the daughter of a very comfortable life, but she hates her comfortable life. She hates being with her family. She hates being in some province palace.
Also, this is the same woman who was perfectly fine when her brother died.
Also,
let that sink in.
It says despite that, she is also fiercely loyal. What?
To who?
She's the only person like she kind of loyal to is Suzuka, and she got pissed off because he left her. And she actually has this quick quote at the end that never leave me again.
That is perfectly encapsulated, and I don't get why you would think that she's loyal.
Oh, wait, this quote goes against Mai's personality because she not usually wants to stick up for herself. What? She sticks up to Azula multiple times in the series.
She's literally the happy dappy character of the Firebenders.
I guess they got this one kind of right. Ty Lee, you is dingy, pasty gray, but like,
she's the Valley Girl character.
Like, it's important because they do understand people have personalities. Like, I guess they gives this one kind of right, but fire.
I don't know. She was describing someone else's aura.
Yeah, and describing Azula's. If I call it, like it was. Let me see.
I think it was rather Azula or Mai, but it was. It reminds.
Oh yeah, Mai is Mai. Yeah, but like
it reminds.
That's the accurate description of Mai.
Yes, remember she's the Valley Girl. She always has every boy fawning over kind of personality.
And of course, not for Azula. They would have all betrayed me, just like Mai and Tali did. Like,
that's literally.
She's insane. She's like
overly paranoid for a reason.
Her entire personality, she's overbearing, paranoid,
calculating, cutthroat.
Like, this is the perfect quote to describe her.
How this goes against her character is beyond me.
Actually, it goes very well with her character.
Exactly. And remember, Azula's 14 in the show. She's 14 and she toppled a nation. That's terrifying.
By the way, the reason why I'm reading the 2 paragraphs they just type in a second to space out this article because it's just the most vapid stuff. Like, Azula, one of the strongest women ever to Last Airbender. Well, thank you for telling me that. I couldn't have predicted it on my own. Oh wait. She is Zuko's younger sister? Like, the first paragraph is just describing her, and the second one is just like...
It's trying to make it out like she didn't wear a mask of protection in Persona. She was vulnerable like everyone else, but she was able to adapt and use her best strengths. It's weird.
Oh, so this is from Uncle Iroh, back in General, well, actually the hair of the Fire Nation. If you don't burn it, Bossy's saying, to the ground first.
Literally before he goes on
What
his
like
life-changing
yes,
events.
it's supposed to symbolize how he was a bad person because he went to the spirit realm and got changed. Like want to destroy a major city, like probably like
Remember how in the season 3 when they tried to find the dragons, and literally he is known as the Dragon of the West because
because he
that.
killed the last because he said he killed the last dragon.
Yes, and even then Zuko doesn't defend that he probably did that, but he still defends that he was probably a good man.
Like you do understand that character has this thing called arc where they go from bad to good to bad.
It's
Like it's a great thing.
exactly.
So and of course it's just a vapid 2 paragraphs. Oh, what?
Zuko,
Zuko, like his entire personality, just he's
Edge Lord,
he's out of he's a fish out of water really. Like he doesn't have a home in the Fire Nation because he can't find love for his father. He can't find love in the Earth Kingdom. He's hated by everybody. Like
I actually really like it because when you first meet Zuko, you think he's an edgelord, but he grows as a character with great depth. But the one thing we never see him really develop is people skills.
on the inside, he's just a shy child. Like
Honestly,
the thing was the most respect for his father until season until he confronts him and says he doesn't want it.
Zuko is ultimately the
Also,
best of what
a
the
major
Finest
thing
is.
is when Zuko alone, when he's thrown out of the Earth Kingdom village.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a major thing about him having people skills, how him trying to talk to the kid, talk to the family.
Well, I really like that episode because in that episode, he is battling with himself on what he identifies with, and when he remembers his mother words, "Never hide who you are," he doesn't. He's not quite clicking, so he still holds on to the Firebender Prince and not being Zuko.
And not for Tom, he never gave me the one thing that I really wanted, their love. You know what I mean? Like
She's the runaway,
her name, what
the blind bandit, the runaway. This is
her entire personality based on her parents being not
overbearing,
overbearing and
protecting.
protective, not like she becomes the earthbend and the like
The arena. She's
yeah
the
arena
blind bandit.
because she wants to experience life, not like be a protected daisy. You know, that's what she says. Like
Yeah, she doesn't want to be a delicate flower. And this is the thing about her, and this is what makes her so interesting.
by the way, we aren't even like we're basically like a third of the way through.
Oh, this is gonna be long and this is gonna be long.
Osaka is so amazing, special, and I'm not.
He's
Like
the only human amongst literal gods who
also
bend the
like
very fabric of
Sokka's
the
Taka is
universe.
how he has to make up for his father in there. Like all the other fighting age men are not there anymore. He's the last one there. He has his giant responsibility on his back. He has shown during this period how weak his way is. Like on Kyoshi Island, amazing is he didn't want to be beaten by the girls.
Yes.
Actually, a fun fact: Sokka is the only person we know about that was actually trained by members of all the nations. He was trained fighting in the water tribes. He was trained by the Kyoshi warriors in the Earth Kingdom, and by a fire, and by in the Fire Nation by that swordsman.
Also, just something else kind of funny is my boy here got pulled chicks from all three of the remaining nations. Kyoshi Island for the Earth Kingdom, Princess Yui in the Water Nation, or Water Tribe, and in the Fire Nation, Ty Lee. So he's got mad
Well,
skill.
to be fair, Ty Lee was with everybody.
That is true, but still I count it.
Oh, Katara, way I loved. Wait, then you didn't love her the way I loved. Did?
Yeah, that's not the proper
Yeah,
quote.
no, she
But-
might like love her.
But this was literally when Katara was snapping at Sokka about the death of
Oh
their
wow,
mother.
you mean someone who's really caring and a mother would be completely broken by the death of their own mother, have this grudge against the guy who murdered her mother?
And the entire episode is about her and vengeance,
Like,
and how it can poison your own
also,
soul.
Katara has scenes like this where she goes angry, like
Literally, the
she has to quell her anger for a lot of series.
and
just-
when it explodes, you feel why, but you at the same time can see where others are coming from.
And this is one of the worst. Aang, you just didn't care. You never liked Appa. You want him gone. Like
He was hurt.
he's the last thing he got. He's the last remnant of the air nomads that left with Aang. There were no other one of the air nation in the air nomads besides Appa.
This was his last touch to his culture, his
Hey,
people, and
hey,
his
Terry.
history.
So like at the Holocaust, you just see somebody bearing a torn like, you like, come on, that's very out of character. It's just like pork.
This would be the equivalent of watching someone burn all the Holocaust victims' pictures. It's not enough to simply destroy them, it's to destroy everything they were, everything
Also,
who they could have been.
oh wait, the usually calm Avatar. Yeah, he really calm when he goes to the Avatar state.
Yeah, he's not caused mass destruction
I
in
mean,
that
like,
state.
that 10-year-old, he's really calm.
Yeah, well, 12. He was 12.
Eh.
He turns 13. But yes, let's just completely ignore the fact that this kid is a kid.
Oh wait, I got tricked because
Wait,
halfway
no,
just
it keeps going down. There might be some more.
no, just there's dumb articles and comments.
Uh, well, anyways, good to know that these people
Wait a
have
second.
no idea how Avatar: Last Airbender works.
Wait, I think they missed one of the characters. Lord, the main villain.
Well, in fairness, he never has too many contradictory quotes by their standards.
Also, like Avatar, the 134 egg. Like he appears a ton of times.
You're talking about Roku.
Yeah, Roku. Like I guess he does have a lot. You could say that he has contradictory lines, but like about him not killing the Fire Lord Zulon.
Very true. I'm trying to
I
think.
guess those are the main
Yeah, they
guys.
just wanted to focus on the low hanging fruit because they're just assholes.
So we got done with our first story.
I think I pulled one of my feet free of the nails.
Now time for the
Lead audience, help me!
Star Wars. 10 things about
Professor
Chancellor Valorum that only die-hard fans knew. You know, I wish we had a well, I guess we had just 10 minutes. Oh, so this guy who ruled over the so he was a native Coruscant. Who could predict that a guy who
grew up in the city would have no
and
idea.
who could predict that a guy in charge of a republic that was sent on Coruscant who'd be from Coruscant? Like, wait, you mean the president of the U.S. from a place close to major areas of the country? Like,
in fairness, Palpatine was from Naboo.
yeah, but like Naboo was a part of the Inner Ring.
That is true. And if you're not a Star Wars nerd, this is going to get very confusing very fast.
His family legacy, So, wow, you mean senators have prestigious backgrounds?
Who would have thought a galaxy-spanning republic based on the Roman Empire, yes, George Lucas based on the Roman Empire, not in America or any other modern democracy, would have senatorial classes?
Also, his ancestor, Taurus Valorium, was Supreme Chancellor once. Wow, who predicted that leaders would have descendant votes to be leaders? I mean, not likely be like the Adams, the Harrisons, the Bushes.
The Kennedys. If it wasn't for them getting killed.
He has a history of the Tarkins. Wow, the Tarkins they were like this small, massive noble family.
Who control one of the largest trade lanes.
Also, Tarkin was a massive military guy. Even the Republican, like, they have an episode with him in the Star Wars The Clone Wars CGI series. A good one with him in.
He's actually in several episodes.
Yeah.
And he's a very good captain.
He relied too much on diplomacy.
He's a diplomatic
also
politician.
The beginning of episode 1 begins with him sending the Jedi as diplomats. Like,
he's ruling a state without a military. Of course he's got to use diplomacy. He does nothing else with harsh words.
He was rumored to be a womanizer.
Yes, a politician being a womanizer. What else is known?
And he was known for having close relations with multiple women, including his own aide and Jedi Master known as Adi Galai. I guess you wouldn't know that, since...
That makes no sense.
No, what? Jedi are hypocritical a lot.
No, I mean, it makes no sense. That guy looks like he's damn near 50, and she looks like she's 20.
His relationship with Palpatine, yeah. Oh, yeah. He has a relationship with his successor.
His successor who worked under him and gave him advice?
So, according to the reference book Star Wars, the newest Essential Guide to Characters, what? Senator Palpatine was considered one of Lorium's closest political friends? What? Yes, because he worked under him. They were political allies. Why do you think...
Okay, to clarify, the Republic operated on a system more like European parliaments. It was coalition governments.
We both are Star Wars fans that die hard, but if if you just grabbed anybody off the street and asked them, you just watch the first film, you could obviously tell any of this stuff. Now, during the refugee relief movement, I guess you know this since I guess you need to be a diehard fan since
Yeah, I can see how this is a little bit more vague.
this is just really stupid. About 12 centuries in making. What? Yeah, the Sith planned for centuries. That's the entire point of the Rule of Two.
It was a quiet movement that to the point that when the Sith made their move, it wasn't illegal. The Sith were just a small religious minority, and the Jedi were a large religious group that tried to persecute them.
Oh, so this
The
is really
actual
dumb.
Republic.
He was smarter on Bill Clinton. Yeah, he also knew what Newt Gunray is based on Newt Gingrich. What they actually below him even looks like Bill Clinton.
Yeah, but the hairline's fading a little bit faster.
Like the Phantom was actually heavily influenced by the Republican Revolution in 1994. Like anybody actually George Lucas criticized for how overtly political it was, how easily anybody could get the reference. Like
Also, something kind of interesting is that the sequel series was originally going to take inspiration on how the Republic would have to go for political teaming, like the Iraqi Republic.
I guess this is something you wouldn't know if the Valorian character in the original screenplay, since nobody who doesn't know anything about Star Wars will know about the original screenplays.
Yep.
Of course, Valorian is actually a Knight of the Sith who's supposed to be like Darth Vader. Of course, they always change him. And of course, that's just a second article.
Where are the nails free? My
Nef-
move was gone.
well, this isn't a top 10, but 9 movies on Netflix too disturbing to watch. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun.
Da, da, da. Let's see.
So, Hush 2016. I watched this film, it wasn't really that disturbing, like an average horror film.
It was underwhelming, to be honest.
Actually, more like a poor man's Halloween.
It
This one just really stupid. Exorcist 3.
Really, Exorcist Free.
That movie sucks. I'm not even gonna put a picture of the thing we're looking at. I just put a picture of the angel scene. Like, I just want us to look at this.
Oh God, do I have to?
Yeah, we gotta look at it again. The dumbest scene in the Exorcist franchise. Well, I guess we.
I'm just waiting for him to say, "I can't believe it's not butter."
God, why did they?
It,
The only reason why this didn't get worse reviews because of Exorcist 2.
I mean, that did have an interesting view on things.
I never heard about this one. I'm the pretty thing that lives in the house. A Australian Canadian horror film. It's about a ghost story within a ghost story.
God.
They have
The
Creep, a found footage horror film. Somebody tell me found footage sucks. 1922.
I don't get why this would be too hot and too scary.
Like I actually watched this film a lot. Once, like it's a Stephen King adaptation. Like that could be too scary to watch.
Honestly, it has its own kind of little goofy moment.
So I just go skip a few of the ones you don't know about. And now for Unfriended from 2014.
That was not that bad.
Just watch the YMS review on this to probably learn how absolutely stupid this movie is. Like
It's
it's a ghost story on Zoom. Well, not Zoom. It's on Skype. Actually, being on Skype is scary.
yeah, no one could have predicted the rise of Zoom.
And The Conjuring for 2013.
Oh yes, The Conjuring, such a terrifying movie.
My favorite part how Ed and Lorraine Warren were just massive scam artists.
And how they somehow, at the end of this movie series so far, have become paranormal hunters. It's the weirdest goddamn thing.
Of course, we will talk about Dune a little bit. So,
Okay, I'm curious to see what they got.
The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay, that's a weird choice, but it's a good movie. So
I mean, like a epic, a multi-character epic with multiple stories, multiple books. I guess you can say it like, but
I mean, there was also
Dune 1984. Wow, Dune 1984 like Dune 2021.
Who would have thought it? It's just worse.
Arrival. This just makes no
Arrival?
sense. Like,
what the hell?
it's about aliens coming to Earth,
And communication using complex signals.
not like because of course aliens coming to Earth like the spice must flow.
Yes, this is political commentary on international dependency on certain materials. I can't say them because I don't want America breaking down the door again.
Oh wait, apparently because they have to learn language in both movies.
Really, that's it.
Hey, I mean like I guess a movie about a Spanish guy learning English. I guess it's basically the same as Dune. Interstellar. At least they got
It's space.
yeah, and it's on planets.
That's it, really.
Oh, Star Wars. Like to be fair, Star Wars were actually inspired by.
Yeah.
But of course, because they don't really, their explanation is it takes place on a desert planet. Like they only give like a, they would give like a. It says for like, let me see. He was heavily
Nothing.
influenced by Hibbert Dune's novels. Like
Nothing about this, like close quarters combat or personal shields.
they give more words to a galaxy far, far away is governed by the Emperor. What?
Yes, because that's unique
Oh,
to only Star Wars and Dune. Not
hey,
like 40K has
what's
that.
Master Hedden?
Oh god.
Nazca of the Valley of the Wind. Like,
What?
the,
Nazca. I've seen this. This is a great Ghibli film, and I was suggesting
now
to
let's see the
watch.
reason why they said it. It tells a tale of a young person who clashes with a rival kingdom.
That's it? That, yes, that's called a trope.
Wow, you mean no the 2001 Space Odyssey?
I can see this a little bit, because it is an odyssey.
Yeah, not for Alien 1979. Yeah, like a film about aliens jumping out of people's stomachs. Basically, just Dune.
Yeah, for a film that has no intelligent aliens. The only alien, debatably, is a worm, so we don't even know too much about them.
Now I haven't watched this film, but oh wait, I know of this film. It's called Stalker by the Russian Andrei Tarkovsky. I never watched it, but
I've seen bits and pieces, and I would say it seems to have the same feel.
now later on in 2049.
Wait, what? 20? What?
Why are you skipping the original one? Like, wouldn't the original like if you're going to include Blade Runner 2049, wouldn't you include the original then?
Maybe they're talking about early in the movie with the gray, disappointing backgrounds.
So let me see what the reason is. Ultimately, the movie that has most in common with Dune is Villeneuve's less hypnotic sci-fi epic Blade Runner 2049. What?
It's just because it has the same director.
Yeah, that just what they don't even include a reason. Like it just conjure up like let me see.
Audience, I have finally been able to get the third nail out. I've got two more to get through.
And written by Ben Sherlock, who has published 3,083 articles.
Maybe I could just cut my foot off.
I wonder if they tell me how long they've been editing, how long they've been writing for. Nope. Well, oh, I guess we just go to the very end. Oh, anyway, no, I'm not gonna try to go to the end. So, next one. Video game cameos and the top image of Tim Curry in Command and Conquer. Like, yeah, nobody knows about that.
It's this little thing called a meme.
Like, or Ricky Gervais in Grand Theft Auto 4. But people know about that.
Oh god, is it gonna just be really stupidly this ones?
Like, there's a cutscene with him in it. And now John Goodman in Rage. I guess you could say it because nobody played Rage. And there's Keith David. I don't know who that is.
And he's in Saints Row
4.
Lord.
There was Seth Green in Mass Effect. People do know about it because how much it sucked.
Yes. Also, I was gonna point out why they have. I like Joker. I really do. Don't know why they chose that, but they did. Like the picture's not flattering.
Will Arnett and Eat Leather Return of Matt Hazard. Well, because there was a really good one in this one that I know you go kill yourself for. So it's Paul Rubens in Call of Duty Infinity Warfare.
Come on, second. Come on, fourth now, get off the
Just wait, Alan Tudyk in Injustice series. But I guess because nobody knows who this guy is. And now Jack Black in Brutal Legend. Because nobody knows that Jack Black was in Brutal Legend. The game that literally just has him on the cover art.
Decapitation! Also, just gonna say, give a call out. If you know the movie Tenacious D, you're gonna like that film. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry and various that's just cheap out. And now Robin Williams Breath of yeah, because this guy who's famous for his love of The Legend of Zelda.
And named his daughter Zelda.
Yeah, like there's still some more we still have two more left. But of course we're not gonna read them.
I got the fourth nail's almost there, people. I'm almost free.
We're gonna go with this one. This rank least to most likely to win Squid Game.
Why? Why? Why?
What do you? They made a Vampire Diaries TV adaptation.
Yes.
Eight, 8 seasons.
You didn't know this existed?
What supernatural teen drama?
Yep.
Oh, okay, unrelated film. Okay, good. Oh wait, nope, it's related.
Oh, I got the fourth nail on my foot.
Wait, they
There's
have
one left.
4 related shows to this.
Yes. Look, I had a bored stepmother who watched these things, and I had to sit there and watch them with her, and I hated every moment of this.
Okay, now let's look at the last one. Marvel's Phase 4 Experiment is a mostly unique MCU movie.
Okay, I'm just cutting the foot off. I ain't saying for this.
So let me find the best parts.
No, I need my foot.
So the entire first paragraph is pointless, like everything in Screen Rant. The next one just a description of the plot. Okay, despite the number of characters included in Thanos, Zhao's movie does an excellent job in weaving the story together and showing the various ways each era is affected by their time on Earth.
Literally, some characters we forgot what their names were. I'm still curious what the hell Ajax did. Die? That's about it. Spoilers if you didn't watch the previous. I saved you trouble.
Though Eternals is essentially a character drama, Zhao still managed to include most of the major hallmarks of a Marvel film, particularly action and humor, for better or worse. I had that joke they made 4 minutes after the Hiroshima scene. That was great. Like, the best humor in this movie is unintentional.
Remember, the director was ethnically Chinese. Maybe this was revenge for Nanking.
Ultimately, Eternals is worth seeing for all fans of the MCU, from casual to diehard.
No.
Zhao is able to provide enough of a different Marvel film to experience for Eternals to feel fresh, at least compared to the first phases. Phase 4 is proving to be one of Marvel's most experimental, with Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and the Ten Rings, and now Eternals bring something new and never before seen to the MCU, which is exciting, both in terms of each individual viewing experience and for the franchise as a whole. So I just want you to guess what they gave this. It's a 5-star rating.
Knowing how much Disney probably paid them, 4.5.
Actually, too lenient. Actually, 4 out of 5. It's not perfect, but.
Anyways, folks, I find I'm going to try to make a run for it. Wish me luck.
Now let's just check and see any more. I just go scroll down and see if anything interesting. Nope.
I forgot that he had tied a ball and chain to my literal leg.
Nope. Well, all these suck. So,
let me go.
Anything else to say?
Can you give me the key to the ball and chain on my legs?
You see, the twist was that I never existed. There was no ball and chain.
Alright, I just gotta kill him. Goodbye, folks.
Bye.